Take a picture? Go ahead. Every morning I come downstairs, I get ready for work, and then the last thing I do before I leave the house is I grab my water bottle and I dump out yesterday's water and I refill it with fresh water. And the reason I have to dump out yesterday's water is because it would be surprising if I actually drank half this thing in a day. I'm not very good at getting my daily intake. And quite honestly, I take water for granted. 2 years ago, I spent some time in Kenya and Uganda with a team of missionaries. While we were there, we visited this very impoverished rural community in Kenya called Katyaka, in a district called Kibwezi. The community was suffering from an extreme water crisis. While we were there, some of our hosts took us on a hike to one of the nearest water sources. The walk took us about an hour, and when we arrived, we saw some of the filthiest, most disgusting water any of us had ever seen. But the people would come here and fill their jugs with this awful water and then take the long journey home, because this was all they had. It would be like us walking down the street in the springtime, finding a mud puddle, and then getting our drinking water from there. We had heard that the food situation in this community was very dire. So our team wanted to do a food distribution program and take food around to the local families. So we planned to purchase food locally that we could distribute. However, when we arrived in Katyaka, to our surprise and dismay, we discovered that there was simply no food to be purchased. For the first time in my life, I came face to face with the cruel reality of famine. The extreme poverty that I witnessed in Katyaka was devastating, and at times it leaves a feeling of hopelessness. I wonder just what would have to happen in order for us to live in a world where people weren't going hungry and where children weren't dying from water-related diseases. And sometimes I think the task is just too big. And yet I realize that the Bible is just full of instances where God speaks to us about our responsibility to help those in need. Proverbs 31:9 calls us to defend the rights of the poor and needy. It's not an option. You know, I think sometimes as humans we look around at the suffering in the world and we think, God, why aren't you doing something about this? But I think that sometimes He takes a look at us and asks us the same question. Why aren't you doing something about this? It's in those moments when I realize that I can make a difference. So here's the invitation. Get involved. Do something. You have the power to change this world. So don't hesitate. We have an opportunity right here and now to make a significant impact on our world. Let's work together to make this world a better place. You can be a hero for someone in this world who needs you. You can bring hope.